back with an exclusive interview with the megastar of the adult industry. We have none other than Evan Stone. Evan Stone, how are you doing?
Whoop, whoop. We're good. We're good. We're good.
You like
Nice
your
introduction.
you like that
Very, very
introduction,
nice.
don't you? Well, it's
Very, very
true.
impressive.
I mean, you've got a huge resume as well as a huge talent, I understand.
Well, yeah, they didn't give me the job because I could act. It's
Yeah.
because of my huge talent. Yes.
Yes, gigantic talent. What do you got going on today? What was your day like today?
Well, let's see. I usually get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I go climb Rocky Peak with my dogs. And after that, I go to a porn set like about 10 o'clock. And so porn is pretty easy because by then I've already climbed the mountain.
Yes, yes. After climbing a mountain, having multiple orgasms and just sex all day long is easy.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Piece of
Well,
cake. All
and
right.
I noticed on your Twitter profile, it says I'm a millionaire, and I have a yacht and a mansion. Tell me a little bit about this yacht.
It's really a houseboat.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really a large houseboat. It's on Lake I Want a Vagina.
I want a vagina.
Yeah, Lake I
Now,
Want a Vagina.
now, isn't that near a hardened dam?
You've seen it.
Yes,
You've
yes.
seen it. Huh.
Well, your your boat has to have a catchy name. What is the name of your boat?
Yeah, well, it's Money Shot.
Money Shot. Hey, that
Money
goes a
Shot.
long way, a long way. Well, what let's get into Evan Stone a little bit. What drives you? What is your what do you look forward to every day?
Well, I'm living the charmed life. I've got the ultimate job, and really just doing the job it's just very fulfilling in itself. I mean, in a previous life, to serve this much fortune, I must have been like a pope or something. But it's just an amazing thing.
You were
That
locked in a monastery.
what's really funny and stupid is they gave me a job to begin with. There's so many more people more qualified than myself to do this job, but I've got it.
Well, how'd that work out for you? I mean, how'd you actually get into the biz for those who may not know?
Well, I had to kill 2 guys,
Okay.
but they deserved it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, not really. It was actually it's a good karma story. I mean, I was a male stripper for 10 years before I got involved in this. And one of the guys got too fat to dance, and so the other guys wanted to fire him. It was my own dance troupe, and I said no. So I made an MC of the show, and he moved on to other things, started MCing a girls' show, ran into some girls who were doing a porno in Texas, where I'm from. They asked him to do it. He asked his girlfriend. She said no. So he said, "Hey, you're my first phone call. You want to be a porno movie?" And I told him to call me back when he was sober. And he said, "No, seriously, go down and get a health test. Pass the test, you can use it." So I went down past the health test and showed up, and the director looked at me and says, "Dude, I doubt that I'll even use you. You know, we like to use tested steel because you're spending so much money on a movie. You're going to hire a guy that can do the job. Because it's not really about the guy; it's about the girl. Your job as the guy is to make sure your dick is hard. Use it as a tool to help present the girl to the camera." So, fortune and fate dictated. 3 of the guys that were supposed to come from California didn't make it, and so I ended up working with Anna Mall and Sydney Steele and Top Girls in Porn. I never followed porn; I didn't know who they were, and so I was really not nervous or anything like that. It was just very exciting to have sex with girls that actually fucked. So up to that point, I never really fucked a girl that fucked me back. It was just amazing. I mean, my first movie was my best, and it didn't take forever to get a contract girls list. A contract girl is like a girl who's already working for a company or a girl that's really, really doing well. And she'll have a list of 5, 10 guys she likes to work with, and then it can take you forever to get on the list and just a second get off of it. And instantly I was on Top Girls list, and so I just hopped in my pickup truck, came out here, and I started living in a Motel 7 for 2 weeks, and got an apartment, and then just got rid of my place in Dallas and moved out here permanently. And now
Well,
I'm stuck, and I can never leave.
you can never leave. You have moved to the land of entrapment. Wouldn't you say?
Well, yes, my aspirations for political office running under the Green Party are just or Republican Party for that matter, just are ruined.
It's just out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can never go back once you enter this field, and many of us can attest to that in this industry, as well as us radio hosts and people who own adult toy companies, things like that. Once you go into the adult industry, you're there forever.
Yeah, but I'm not really cross-trained to do anything else. I mean, this is pretty much it.
Well, and a lot of people are jealous of adult entertainers because you really do have the ultimate job. You wake up in the morning, you go have sex, you go mountain climbing or bungee jumping and doing all this high, cool adrenaline stuff. And then you go home and relax and go to sleep at night, or go to a party at some stripper's house or some movie director's house and just have a great time. Do you see a lot of that jealousy? I mean, do you actually hear it from fans?
I do, not from my fans, but other male talent and stuff have told me about it. But for me, I mean, I think my persona is a little more like carefree. I don't take myself seriously, therefore I don't take the job as serious. And it keeps it all very lively that way.
Well, and over this last week, while we were talking about getting you on the show, I had a discussion with a couple other adult entertainers who we'll say remain unnamed. You'll know who they are, of course, but we made an agreement because they're going to be on future shows with us. And they said you're actually the practical joker on a set, that you like having a really good time.
Yes, I do.
They said if you were in a Batman porn, that the character they would choose for you to play is the Riddler.
Oh, I did play the Riddler.
Yes,
and, it was phenomenal. And I actually did some research on the character that plays the Riddler, and I really had no idea that the people that did that whole Batman series were so accomplished actors. It wasn't like really my time, and I was like, wow, these guys are really, really good. But it's so much that I was even a different company was doing Superman, and so I found out about it. I went and had myself a Flash costume made, because if you ever read any comic books, Flash and Superman always have this thing where which one is faster, who's the fastest guy. And so I crashed the set as Flash, right? Waited in the balcony and the banister until things, probably timing was just perfect, and I crashed the set. So, so it's on. Let's have a race, and da-da-da-da-da. So I got myself some time on behind the scenes of a movie I wasn't even involved in.
Yes, that just says the personality right there. I mean, you just jump on in. But they were also glad to have you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I do stuff like with the new guys. I like the new guys so much. I mean, I call them up and act like I'm a booking agent, set them off in the middle of the Mojave Desert for a production that doesn't exist.
You're so like wonderful.
That. I know, they love me.
You would drive me insane working here. The other thing is I recently reviewed one of the films you were in, and that's available at blog.adultplayparlor.com for all of our listeners. This Ain't Jaws, and this is a movie I was terrified. I mean, the real Jaws movie, when I was a kid, I had problems sleeping at night. I couldn't go to a public pool if I couldn't see the bottom. It was really scary. But what was funny is in the film, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The cinematography was great, lighting was great, acting was exceptional. You made me laugh during that film. What was it like playing that character, and what was the character's name?
I was the ship captain. I'm not sure if they changed the name for the movie or not. God, what was his name? Done so many movies now. Yes, the ship captain. Yes.
We'll just go with that.
Right. Yeah, that's the ship captain guy. Yeah,
the
male talent number 1.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes.
It was so much fun because we actually shot on the beach, and I'm playing this crusty sailor and running around with a spear gun. And of course, we have all this plethora of camera people and production people and everybody running around, and everybody on the beach recognized me instantly. And they're, hey, Evan Stu, what's going on? I'm getting all my pictures taken up on the slide. And so there was already a crowd there because we were filming, and then another crowd gathered because there was a crowd. People were like, wow, there must be a crowd. There must be something going on. And so even people who didn't know me were meeting me.
Ah, so you got to go mainstream there for a couple of minutes.
Mainstream. But I still didn't go in the water because the movie terrified me also.
Well, I saw, like I said, I watched the whole thing because as a reviewer, we don't just clip it and watch 15 minutes at a time. That's a huge rumor in our industry. No, we really watched the whole thing. I found it quite enjoyable, honestly, Evan. The whole thing. I liked the galley scene that you guys did. For the comedy part of it, but man, there was just some banging action down in the belly of that boat.
The boat, they actually built a boat inside the studio on a rocking platform. So
yes.
The thing would actually move.
Yes.
And so there I am as Quint, as the captain, and I think Dale DeBone was playing Hooper.
Right, that's correct.
Yeah, and with the whole thing was just, it was well cast. First of all, the director did a good job casting it.
Yes.
It was just an amazing thing. It was just trying to have sex in that little tiny cabin, and then knowing that at any second the shark was going to come through the breakaway wall.
Yes.
They weren't going to tell us when. They were just going to have it happen. And so right in the middle of the sex. But then they changed their mind because the sex was happening so well that they just wanted to go ahead and finish the sex scene and then have it be like an post-coital when the shark comes in and grabs.
Yes, and that's always the worst time.
Yeah.
right after you're done, you're feeling good, and then the shark.
And the girlfriend walks in.
Yes.
Yeah. Or the shark comes in.
Yeah. Or a jealous girlfriend. Girlfriend with a knife.
Or jealous boyfriend with a shark.
Yes. But like I said, that was a highly enjoyable movie. We recommend our fans to pick up a copy at adultplayparlor.com, as well as our VOD video on demand, which is VOD adultplayparlor.com. Great movie. You are super entertaining in that one. Let's get to some more facts on you. I was reading here that in 2011, you're quite the award winner. In 2011, you were inducted into the AVN Hall of Fame, and also you were awarded Best Supporting Actor for Batman XXX: A Parody. You were also AVN's Male Performer of the Year, and the Polly Grind Film Festival Best Cameo Appearance, The Butterfly in Frankie in the Blunderland. Wow. Well, why don't they ever write my notes out completely? This is what I want to know. They know I'm on live.
They called me up. It was a low budget movie. Look, Victor, we really want to have you. We can't really afford to pay you what you make, but please can you just come out and if you're not working, it's when I get off this gig early, I'll come by. And sure enough, I got out the gig early, and I called him up and said, yeah, come on out. We'll make it work for you. And these guys are totally insane, even more insane than the people I work for.
Oh, wow.
And they had this movie, which was just a funny script. And it was all done on green screen, but it was so much fun. We spent more time doing it than possible, because when I got there, they just stopped the whole production, and they had just my stuff. So everyone was just kind of waiting around for me to do my stuff, but it was it's so funny with the outtakes and stuff that kept people entertained. They were not disdained by the fact that it was just me taking their time.
Well, like I said, for a cameo appearance, I mean, we're winning the Polygrind, getting the best cameo appearance, that you can't beat that. Get an award.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good year, Chuck. I've won Best Actor a bunch of times and Performer of the Year a couple times, but I've never won Best Supporting.
Yes.
And I was thinking, wow, I mean, am I really not supporting for my thing? I've never even been nominated for it. So, I mean, to win it, I mean, it's like the one thing, other than winning, Best All Girl, Best All Girl scene, which I didn't think I would ever be nominated for. It was one.
How did you get the Best All Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the qualifications, I know, but I still
Yeah.
want to try. I'm still trying.
Maybe with a little couple of changes in your life, you might be able to get that one, but you never
Right.
know.
So that career change, come back as Avina. Avina
Yes,
Stone.
Avina Stone. Yes. But what's it like to stand up on the stage at Avian? I mean, I'm looking down 2001, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2008. As many times as you've been on that stage, what's it like, man? I mean, what's it like to be
It's
up there and be in that light?
it's always surprising when they call my name. It really is. I mean, just to win or be nominated for anything once was a godsend. But every time I go up there, I don't have anything prepared. It's I just want to I just want to cry. I mean, it's like it's an unbelievable feeling of just all those people out there that are your peers, that that you work with all the time, and it's just a big party to begin with, and just to be the part of like the party that's on the stage is an amazing thing, and to look out and the place is packed all the time in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Just Walter Seating, the award show. I mean, it's sold out every year, and it's just except for this last year when they moved into a bigger venue and they couldn't fill the whole thing, but people that were seats were still available were way so far back. It was nosebleed plus free. So I mean, you couldn't see anything anyway. But it's just an amazing feeling. It
Well,
really
I
is. It's just like
remember.
having an orgasm without actually cleaning yourself off.
Yeah, I mean that's all I would imagine it being. I'm hoping one day the Avian pays a little bit of attention to our little show here and maybe puts in a special category. And that's what we hope for. But I mean, we're always there cheering you guys on and wishing you the best, because really, without adult entertainers, I mean, our market and our fanship wouldn't be as great. Really, you guys support us, and we support you guys in everything you do. Um, Evan, I've got a question for you, and this comes from Twitter. Um, this is from at Alexander Grimm, who, by the way, for submitting this question, it being on the air, receives an Adult Play Parlor t-shirt absolutely free. It says, "Hey, Evan Stone, if you could live as any one of your characters for a day, which one would it be? Which character would you want to be for an entire day?"
It would have to be Dracula.
Dracula. Now, why is
Yeah,
that?
I played Dracula, and it's fun. I mean, sometimes during sex, the girls will kind of look scared because they are kind of scared. They could be like a new girl in the porn, or just because like they're just like afraid of the big penis or something. I'm not sure. But when I was playing Dracula, the girls had to be like scared, so it was like scared sex. But they were mesmerized at the same time because of my vampiric powers.
Yes.
That they wanted to have sex, but they were still scared about it. and,
Yes.
and dressing up in the old heavy jerkins, heavy jackets and stuff like that was way cool.
Well, and that's the nice thing about being any kind of entertainer, especially even in the adult world. It's the getting to dress up and be somebody else. Be
Yeah,
somebody
and
different.
having sex as Dracula is sex and totally different than I normally have sex, or I'd normally have sex in a porno movie.
Yes.
Because I have to have that aristocracy. What the hell's the word I'm looking for? The royalty factor.
Yes. Aristocracy.
That's the word right there. Times two. So you had to have this kind of aloofness while you were still having sex. That you were just beyond the mortals, but you were just like pleasuring yourself because this is what you do.
Yes. Yes. You have to be above the rest.
Right? You understand.
See, that's how we roll.
And then,
Now
of course,
another.
of drink my blood, it was drink my cum, drink my cum.
Yes.
Become
Yes.
part of me.
Yes, those famous statements from your film. What is one of your favorite sayings that maybe not have been in the script that you let fly and everybody was surprised that you said it?
I fucked my retarded cousin.
Oh, wow. What film was that one on?
That was in the pirate movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I
When
remember
I was
that.
when I was subscribing to my first mate, that I wasn't really up to the caliber of what was needed to be the leader of the people on my ship.
Yes.
That it was all a scam, that I was just a big fake, and she, of course, and I was spilling my guts to her, and she's like, no, you need to put yourself together, because we do believe in you, we trust in you, and so like that. And so Jessie Jane was my first mate. She's just an amazing actress.
Oh, she's
For Digital
wonderful.
Playground, it was just an amazing thing for June and
That
Robbie
whole
G.
the whole two film series on that, the first two just blew the whole industry. You
Yeah,
know, it really did. They set a standard, and you guys all set a standard with those pirate films.
that was amazing work they did.
Yes, and
It's I
as far
People
as
go, "Well, you're a great actor, you're a great porno star." I go, "No, I'm edited very well."
yes, you're cut and copied and pasted. Actually, no, you're pretty. I mean, from the consensus we got from everybody that I talked to had worked with you, they say you're funny, but when it comes time to get the money out of the shot, you do it every time.
Yeah. Well, it's funny and stuff, but when it's time to get serious, I take it really, really, really serious. And and working with people that they take themselves very serious. So I
Yes.
mean, at some point, it becomes a very serious job, and then the laughter stops, and we get really serious with our work. But then, someone says cut, and someone lets a fart, and and then the laughter's on.
Yes. You wait for those special moments during filming.
Right. And that's a cut.
Yeah.
Oh, who did that? Oh,
Yeah,
is that the sound guy?
it was him again. With us, it's always the intern, and that's why I've banned them from the recording room.
At
They
least the
do horrible
soundproof room.
things to
Right.
me. Yes, but
Oh, oh yeah. Put their penis in your coffee. Yeah. We do
yeah,
that stuff.
they stir
Just
it. I'm pretty sure with their penis. I'm almost positive actually.
but not really hot coffee, just like lukewarm coffee,
Well,
not hot coffee.
you want to know what differs in your industry and mine is I know when my day is going to end when I have to look at two of our interns and tell them to stop hitting each other with 12-inch dildos. Seriously, guys, put down the dildos. This isn't Star Wars. Now,
Oh, they're serious. They don't even use like the regular size. They can put it on to the full-on 12-inch dildos.
the John Holmes special.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and
Heck
you
yeah.
never want to get clocked with the nuts on that thing. It'll
Oh
paralyze you.
no. Oh yeah. Easily. Easily.
Yes. Well, I want to go back in time because there was actually an interesting event. So me and you are going to travel back in time together, back to February 1st of 2009. Apparently, there was a short clip of Evan Stone that was broadcast on Comcast cable subscribers in
Oh my
Tucson, Arizona during the Super Bowl. The game was interrupted by a 30-second clip of Stone and Tristan Kingsley as she pulled his penis out of his pants. What do you feel?
God.
Do you remember that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Do you remember
Yeah,
it?
it was an amazing thing because the very next day, I was working on Super Bowl, so I missed the game, and so the very next day my phone blows up, and it's all from New Mexico. All these radio stations calling me up, and they want to do interviews. I had no idea what happened, and then I was informed of what happened. It's someone at the cable company, the local cable company, which was like 50,000 people, hijacked a truck. And what they did is they tapped into the cable transmission. And what they did is they took a scene, one of my scenes, which leads up to my scene, and they dropped it in there. But what they did was perfect. It was right after a touchdown and the time before they went for the extra point. And so it just felt like it was going to a commercial. And you saw a couple people talking on the couch, and me get up, and then we pull my stuff out and shake it about, and her drop on her knees and grab it, and then first before she drops it in her mouth, it cuts back to the game. and, and I understand is that it costs millions and millions of dollars. It's probably the most expensive scene ever shot because the cable company ended up giving $10 credit to everyone that had a cable subscription from them in order to keep people happy. And all the interviews were like, so what do you think? You know, what are you going to tell all these parents and stuff like that? And so what I told them in every interview that I did was the fact that, okay, here's an opportunity to talk to your kids because families were watching this.
Yes.
Here's your opportunity to talk to your kids about sex. I mean, after, of course, the game was almost over, so after the last point, here's a chance to talk to your kids about sex.
Yes.
And if you miss this opportunity to talk to your kids about sex because it was like thrown in your lap, then you're not a very good parent. And I thought that saying that, I would get a lot of hate mail, but I've never got anything negative about that response.
Well, and if I wasn't in the Comcast area that had this happen, but I was watching that Super Bowl, that would have livened it up a little bit for us, honestly.
It was totally live.
That would have been perfect. I'd have had to explain to Grandpa, who was sitting next to me during the game, that was a penis. But as they get older, they don't see too well. But I could just imagine that discussion between my grandma and grandpa. Oh, good Lord!
Well, there's no way to preempt it. There's no way for the kill switch to be thrown because it was after the signal was already placed.
Yes.
Because it was in line with the truck. I understand they just caught this guy like last year.
We have finally caught you 15 years later.
Yeah, they were asking me if I'd just got back from a flight because I just got done climbing a tower in New Mexico.
Yes, that.
So that's the first porno star to ever be on the Super Bowl, as far as I imagine. Yes.
You're many of the male stars, and we had an all male show last week. On the 23rd, sorry. And on the 23rd, we had Voodoo and Kieran on, and they both hold titles in the first, and so do you. And yours is being the first penis in the Super Bowl. Well, there's a whole bunch of dicks, but, the first actual penis. And like Voodoo, he's the first man to skydive while having sex. Kieran, first $1 million dick. First insured $1 million dick. So you've joined the ranks. I mean, first male porn star in the Super Bowl. So you just need to add that to your resume. Just put that on there.
Oh, well, also I understand the FCC fined them $250,000.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I think, Janet Jackson's boob was out for 0.2 seconds, 15 frames of film.
Right.
And they got fined over $4 million for that.
Yeah, but mine wasn't that. Mine was just, it wasn't like all nationwide.
Yeah.
It was that local,
local
contract affiliate.
Yeah.
So I only got like 3 states.
You only hit 3 states.
Yeah, and that was a matter of espionage.
Yes.
And so there's nothing they could have done about it.
Yeah.
Nothing they could have stopped it. So it's like there's nothing they could have done about it, but we're going to hit you with a fine of $250K. That's $250,000.
Yeah, that is, and
that's what they had to pay out for how many people they had at $10 a pop. So
you're looking at millions and millions of dollars there. The other thing is, how does it feel in 2011 to be named by CNBC one of the 12 most popular stars in porn, and you were the only man on the list?
Are you kidding me?
Have you not heard this?
No, I didn't. I didn't know this.
Okay, this is actual fact according to Wikipedia. In 2011, Evan Stone was named by CNBC as one of the 12 most popular stars in porn. And he was the only man on the list. And I linked to it, and it goes right to CNBC. So we surprised you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we will find out stuff about you that you will never even know.
Look at that! I did not know that.
Yeah. Look yourself up on Wikipedia. Even Evan Stone, it's right there. All your facts are right there. It even gives how to pronounce your name. Like they do in the
What,
dictionary.
phonetically?
Yeah,
You would say
phonetically.
phonetically?
And it says that you were born in July, and it actually gives the date here, 1964.
Yeah.
And it says what city and state. It says you're 5'11", averagely 91 kilograms.
Oh,
So now you know how many kilos you're worth.
wow, that's nice. Is that measured in stones?
I don't see it measured in stones, but we could probably get the conversion. All I have to
Right,
do
get
is
the
tell one of
conversion
the
table.
interns. But what's it like having? What was your job before porn? You said you did mail stripping, but before you hit the adult industry, what did you do?
Oh Lord, well, I'm from a small town in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and so I mean, like growing up, I did raise horses and stuff like that, and I would shovel manure in different people's barns for summer money, and then of course you would do I mean for like winter money, and then for summer money I would do hay. And you got more money the higher you could toss the heavier bales, up on the wagon. And so I did that, and then worked as a garage mechanic, worked in a slaughterhouse, worked telephone phone collections, managed a Remco store,
Wow.
worked in a golf course as a groundskeeper. I was like had every job that you could imagine. Worked at a gas station as a clerk. It's like a station. It's just like a regular. It's like a gas station, not like a big like mobile or anything like that, but just a small town gas station.
Just a gas pump.
Right? You just had cigarettes and a bunch of some oil and some other stuff, and you just managed the pumps.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you had a normal upbringing. We find that out about most porn stars is they try a lot of stuff and then they finally hit the adult industry and they find real happiness. A lot of people outside of the industry, we call it the vanilla world. Mainstream. A lot of people think porn stars are trapped into what they're doing. Do you hear a lot of that, feel a lot of that from people?
Oh, of course. I was raped by my mother, and I was forced to do this, drugged and forced to do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're holding
They keep you.
my
They keep you
holding my animals
extremely
ransom.
high. Yes.
Yes.
They.
Well, no, I mean, if you look at this job, you think, I mean, you look at the magazines you're jacking off to, because back then we had magazines, we didn't have iPods.
Yes.
And so you look at these jobs, you look at these guys fucking these girls, you go, who the fuck do you got to kill to have this job? I mean, to be one of these guys, to even do one of these girls.
Yes.
And you just put it out of your head because it seems like it's so, might as well just try to be a space astronaut. It's just not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I just put it out of my head. It just didn't occur to me, even when I was stripping, and around people that in that type of entertainment, that it just was not happening. There was nothing there. I mean, I had my own male dance troupe, and we danced all over Texas, and did Oklahoma, and did Louisiana, and we did Florida. But we came out to California. I mean, if we came out here to California, it was like right after the riot, and tried to find a dancing job out here. But all the dance places that had male dancers in it were all booked up, and they didn't want any outsiders in there, and then so they wouldn't let us in. So my trip out here to California accomplished nothing.
Yes.
I was like, well, California can sink in the ocean. I guess I'm never going to be an actor, and blah blah blah. And so I put it out of my head. It's an impossible thing. But I met these people before that are in porn. When I was still in high school, our teacher got sick, and we had a student teacher come in from the university, and we were reading the Diary of Anne Frank, and no one wanted to read for Anne Frank, so I read for Anne Frank in an Anne Frank voice, and the guy was like, "Wow, you're an amazing little actor. You should come try out for this musical."
How does that voice go?
The Anne Frank voice?
Yes.
It's a very terrified little voice, let me tell you. So I said, "You should try out for this musical." So I went out and tried out for this musical, and it was Man of La Mancha, and I ended up getting the job at Sancho. And I didn't know I could sing until I got there. And so they asked my parents if I could be in this college musical. And here I was like 16 years old being in a college musical. And then later so once you're in with that group, we did Jesus Christ Superstar and Madam Butterfly and a couple other things. And so being on stage and knowing stage direction and all that stuff was already taught to me. And so when I got in front of the camera, I already knew how to fuck. I understood stage direction and walking into my light. And so when the guys that are shooting this stuff don't have to spend a lot of time giving you direction, they'll hire you again because they can spend more time with the girls.
Yes.
And so I kind of got into porn through the back door, the back door, literally. Because I knew contract girls lists. In order to get on these lists, you usually had to get into porn doing the boy, girl, because the director's going to hire 6 guys because you're a new guy. If you can't get wood, doesn't matter because it's got 5 of the guys got a hard on.
Yes.
And so I was already doing features and stuff off the bat while these other guys were still struggling through the ranks. And once you've sung in front of like a group of 1,000 people, then being naked around people was fine with the stripping thing. I was already conditioned to be a porn star.
Yes.
I just didn't know it. I was already doing my training.
Yeah, I mean, because really, in porn, you have to be physically fit. You cannot really, be like it was back in the early 70s, 80s, where you could be unfit and still make it. Nowadays, I'm not referring to anybody. I didn't say that, but okay.
When he was playing, when he first started, he was a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He was lean, looking good. I saw some pictures of him. I was like, this isn't Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, he had his own theme music back in that day. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. You remember that? Every time Ron Jeremy walked into a scene, it was bow, chicka, bow, bow. Yeah, I remember that about Ron. But it's true, you couldn't be like Ron Jeremy, even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You have to be physically fit, and we're seeing, in adult film, you guys are ripped now. I mean,
before, there was before they got all the medications and stuff that everybody takes, they didn't have all that stuff when I started, right? So pretty much anybody can be a porn star. So, I mean, now, since anybody can be a porn star because there's meds that'll help you along, but they're not the all-solving stuff, because we take a new guys and fit him a bunch of Viagra, and all we end up is getting a guy with a bunch of red face, and the guy can't get a hard on. Because you still got to have it in your head.
Yes.
But now, because of the drugs and stuff like that, we've got this plethora of guys that just really, really look good.
Yeah.
And it's a compliment to the girls. I mean, because, if you're watching porn now, you want to see, like, hot people fucking. You want to see, like, only half of them hot.
Well, and we mentioned a porn starlet earlier, Jessie Jane. And, we follow everybody on Twitter. We follow all adult stars. That's how me and you ended up bumping into each other and rubbing uglies to get on this show, pretty much. Well, not in that way.
I thought we were going to talk about that.
Yeah.
That thing was like, we're going to talk about that.
Oops. But what I'm looking at here is I just pulled up Jessie Jane, and she works out. I mean, this girl every day, like twice a day. I'm going to the gym with so-and-so, going to run 200 miles. I would go to the gym that Jessie Jane goes to just to stand on the treadmill and pretend like I'm chasing her. But I'd only make it for the first mile and probably die. That's great motivation. I'd probably run myself to death. You've got a pretty intense workout schedule too, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What are you benching?
Well, I don't bench a heavy weight anymore. I do perfect reps with less weight and do a lot of repetitions. Like the first set will be 100, next one's 50, next one's 20, and the last one's 10 to failure. And that's because I find when I'm too bulky, when I'm too solid, that I don't have the flexibility and the mobility that I need to do the scenes.
Yes.
Right, to get the girl out and around.
It does you no good to have that much muscle to where you can't, grab your own dick.
Exactly. Right? Or you got a big thigh that's in the way and you really can't see what's going on. there's a certain quality of tonality that the girls like,
Yes.
and I've reached that, and so, but still, I mean, I still have to maintain everything that I eat. I really eat well. I eat a lot of vagina.
Yes.
With or without sauce.
Well, with or
And,
without.
Yeah.
But it's not usually as good dry.
No. I usually just add sauce if it's dry.
Sauce is better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sauce is good.
Is there any special thing in your diet? Because, like I said, we've talked to a lot of different stars, and they usually have something in their diet that they accredit to helping their libido along. Anything in your diet?
No, I got nothing that in my diet that, and I try to figure out what Peter Norris and stuff eats, but he's very secretive about it to make it for the bigger pop shot. And I tried all kinds of different stuff to eat, and my pop shot is pretty much my pop shot. Some days it's like really, really huge, and some days it's just huge. I mean, so I don't know what the mix of ingredients is, but.
Well, if you go to our website, several of our adult stars have given us secret recipes, and
they told you they wouldn't tell me crap.
Yeah, Voodoo.
Must be special.
Voodoo shared his voodoo juice recipe with us, and I tried it, and I still have a hard on, and I drank the juice 3 days ago. This is not normal.
I think you're supposed to see a doctor if you start losing your eyesight.
Yeah, well, it went blurry for a couple of minutes, but I just, took it out on the wife, and we seem to be okay now. So took that blood pressure down a little bit. I also understand you've done some mainstream acting in your past on a very popular television show. You were on South Park episode, The Return of the Following of the Ring to the Two Towers.
You know what? I was a big Tolkien fan.
Yes.
Back when people read books. I read all J.R. Tolkien's book, The Silmarillion, and all that stuff. And to actually to be in that thing was amazing. I got a phone call while I was on the set. Said, dude, you're just on the South Park. And that's all they told me.
Yeah.
And I was horrified because those guys on South Park can destroy people. I've seen them destroy, major actors, just go at them.
Like Michael Jackson.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, I thought these guys loved porn. I thought these guys were happy with porn. And so I got home and I found the movie and I sat down and they started playing it and I was like, oh, and it would be this one.
Yes.
They'd destroy me on. It would be the very one thing that I really, really enjoyed as a book and as a series was Lord of the Rings. And I thought, oh, since they're going to destroy me on this one. And I'm watching it. And it couldn't have been better. Actually, to show my real face, my real top face, instead of a cartoon face. and it's on Backdoor Sluts 9. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies.
Yes, Backdoor Sluts 9.
It's, Butters plays Gollum, and he's found this movie, but they think it's a regular movie, but it's actually a porno movie, and the parents, everybody's looking for the kids who have this movie.
Yes.
It's quite entertaining.
It was entertaining, and I caught that episode. That's how I knew about it. I won't give the intern credit for that one. I looked that one up. But another thing, we've talked about the past. We've talked about the boat. We've talked about a little bit of everything. Now, you've got something in the works right now. You're dancing again.
That is correct. Well, a couple things. I had a band back when I was stripping, and I kind of missed it, and so I got a bunch of porno guys together, and we got a rock band together. Called ourselves Gang Bang.
Gang Bang.
And we played the Key Club, we played House of Blues, we played Crazy Girls, we played a bunch of clubs right over here in L.A. And it was really cool. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I should put my old stripper team back together. So I got a bunch of porno guys. Some of them were strippers, and some of them were just straight up porno guys. And we went out and we started playing, started stripping, and called ourselves the Meta Triple X. And it was such fun because when I had my male troupe, everybody tries to outdo everybody. It's a big ego thing. Oh, I'm a better dancer. I'm a better ladies man. Blah blah blah. But here it was just fun. It was like a bunch of porno guys all getting together and just having a good time. Lexington Steel. I was out there dancing, and everybody. the classic thing, you have the baby oil and you spray it on yourself, but he hasn't really done a lot with the baby oil, so he just kind of unscrewed this tap, and when he squirted on himself, it just like splashed right in his chest, and it just bounced off his chest right into the faces of 3 girls right in the front row, and they were just like, and I was thinking, oh my God, that's horrible. Here's the first problem we're gonna have. They loved it. They were rubbing it on each other's faces and rubbing it back on him, and I was like laughing my ass off. And the owners of the club were so happy that they just wanted to have us back. I didn't want to make us like a
even when things go horribly wrong, it worked out.
Just like every like twice a year maybe, rather than try to do it a bunch of times because it becomes old.
Yes. Well, and isn't it great to have that immediate response again?
I did miss that. When I was on stage and after a stellar performance of singing or whatever like that, the audience would applaud. Right in the middle of like the play, they would just start applauding, and then at the end, people would be applauding. Sometimes they'd stand, and it was great. It's instant audience gratification, and the same was stripping too, even better because you're out there and you're screaming. The only other job I had that was like that, I worked at Medieval Times as a knight.
Really?
I was the evil Green Knight, and there's the Medieval Times in Texas is much better than one out here in California because it's a full-size arena, so the horses get up to a full gallop when you're doing the joust and stuff. And that was truly an amazing job because people would like take it so serious, kill him, yeah, that's it, let's go, sword fight. People just go crazy.
Yes.
Of course they serve alcohol, so that probably added a lot to it there.
Well, I've been there a couple of times, and I continue to go back because it's a stadium of violence and entertainment.
Yeah.
And the chicken's good.
Yeah, the food is good. The Cornish hens and the soup and stuff is very good. Plus alcohol.
Yes, plus tons of alcohol. And I don't think I've ever been kicked out of Medieval Times, at least not that I can remember. How does that work? Do the knights escort you out, or do they just call the cops?
Well, they take it very seriously there. As a knight, as you're walking through the castle, because we have rehearsals all during the day, you go in there, you practice sword fights, practice falling off the horse, and all this other stuff. And so the girls that work there, the waiting staff, they'll go, "Excuse me, my lord," and they'll stand to the side, and they'll tilt their head down as you're walking down the hallway, because we're walking around in our night practice gear and all this other stuff. And so they take it very seriously. The same thing they did during the pirate movie when we were in Florida, because we went to Florida, shot on the USS Bounty.
Yes.
And as soon as I walked down the ship, they would go, "Captain on deck," and they all snapped their attention. Well, these idiots, they kept doing that at the hotel, getting out of the elevator and stuff. They go, "Captain on deck." And when we had dinner, June, whose production it was, he would have his table, and he would have his cameraman, his first assistant camera guy, and they would all be sitting in the hierarchy of order, guy to the right and stuff like that. And at the table with the actors would have myself sitting at the head of the table and my first mate, and Jesse was on the left. And it was quite an amazing thing.
But it's great. I mean, that honestly, that would make it fun for me, and I'm sure anybody who would want to be on one of these sets. Now, another thing, we do have another question. This one came in via radio@adultplayparlor.com, our email address. This one here is, let me read through it here. Who is your favorite actress to act with or to have sex with on film?
Jessie Jane.
By far.
She's an animal. You almost have to hold her down to fuck her.
Yeah.
She's so much fun.
I love watching her. In those pirate films, goodness gracious, man. I've watched a lot of Jessie's stuff, but she came unglued in that film, especially. I mean, some of those slaps, I was like, wow. That's going to leave a permanent mark,
He totally got into that character.
Oh, she
did.
That
movie.
She did.
Yeah.
And, I've got a lot of her films like Hush and multiple titles. One of my favorite stars. And like I said, I keep a couple of you guys in my private collection and to watch over and over and over again. you know. So,
Oh, yeah.
but so she's your favorite, and what's one of the great experiences you've had with her? Name a certain instance.
Well, you know, we didn't have sex in the pirate movie.
Right.
Herself and I. We're just actors acting next to each other. We never actually had sex in the movie.
Right.
And so there's so much sexual tension and so much that, you know, we were fucking all over that set. we weren't fucking on screen. I'd take her to the ship. We'd go down to the bowels of the ship. We'd have sex down there. When people were having lunch, we'd be having sex in the hallway. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. It's just so sexually attracted to her. And she just likes sex. She's a girl that just really, really likes to have sex, and it shows. It shows in all her work.
Well, we're going to have to get her on this show, and we'll be discussing this with her, too. So,
oh my God.
Yeah,
so,
I am trying to get her booked, and you know how it is. Once you get in one of those stables, it's almost impossible to get a booking. And she's actually in one of the best ones. Digital Playground, is a great stable. Now, I got a question, and this question is from me. How come there are stable girls? You know, they have, people at Wicked Pictures, at Vivid, at, all these different names. How come there's really no stable shooting for guys? How come
because, it's because it's like I said, it's not about the guys. I have longevity in this business because I realized that. I realized that getting into the business early. There's actually Herschel Salaries that pulled me alongside, says, dude, this is not about you. And when you start believing it's about you, or you start believing your own press, your career is going to be over. Understand that you are here because this is porno and it's about the girls, and your job is to support for that girl, right? Yes, you're fucking the girl, but no one wants to see a man back. No one wants to see just your ass. They want to see the girl. And he told me some inside stuff. He says, look, dude, if you really want to make it in this business, don't date a lot of the girls. And I'll tell you why. Because, like, let's say if I got the business and I start dating Jessie Jane, then we break up. It's inevitably, it always happens, right?
Yes.
So now she doesn't want to work with me, right? Now I'm on her no list.
Yes.
So now she's sitting in the makeup chair talking to a brand new girl who just got into the business. Hey, who should I work with? Well, don't work with my ex. Well, bingo. There's so many guys out there to work with. So, well, I don't want to work with that guy. Now you're on two girls' lists, and you haven't even met this other girl yet.
Yes.
He said, don't go to every orgy. And I'll tell you why. Because let's say I wasn't dating Jessie, but I went to this orgy, and Jessie was there, and I fucked her.
Yeah.
Now, the very next day, she's got to work. And so the producer says, hey, who do you want to work with? You want to work with Evan Stone? Nah, I just fucked him last night. Let me work with this new guy. You just cost yourself work. He says, now, don't go to every orgy because eventually you'll fuck all these girls. And it'll be fine. But don't go to every single one of these parties. He says, definitely go to all your award shows and stuff. Win or lose, you've got to be there because you are supporting other people that are winning. So you've got to be there to give them the applause that they would give you if you were up there.
Now, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Back on this subject of everybody fucking everybody. Is it true that in the adult industry that mainly actors and actresses prefer to sleep with other people in the industry over normal, every average day boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah, and we talk about people that aren't in the porno business. Affectionately, we refer to them as civilians.
Yes.
And it's difficult, if not impossible, for porno people to date civilians, unless they were swingers when they got in the business. Because everything's cool. The first time you're at a bar and you meet a porno chick, I'll make her your girlfriend because you never had sex. Was that hot? And everything's cool. Yeah, she's a porno chick. Yeah. How you feel about her fucking guys? Oh, it's cool. So the first time they come to a set, if you're actually sucking a dick or having a good time getting fucked in the ass, like, well, I don't want you working with that one guy because, I think you got too much chemistry. And then, so now she's got a list where she really doesn't want to have this list.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens. And then you got a lot of girls that end up getting just doing girl. They go, oh, I was doing boy-girl, now I'm just doing girl. Oh, you got yourself a new boyfriend, huh? Yeah. And that usually doesn't last very long. And so the civilian stuff really doesn't work.
And one of the actresses that we interviewed, I think it was in episode 2, and I'm trying to remember the name, but one of the things she said is the reason that she feels there's a lot of this inner, mingling off camera is because of the safety factor. Is
Definitely.
everybody's tested?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, the couple times that we've had an outbreak of AIDS, it was because the last one was because the individuals went out of the country. They had sex, unprotected sex with people, with civilians, and then they came back into business, and before they were retested again, they ended up working.
Yes.
And so for me to go to a bar, I mean, I go to a bar and then, I'll meet some girls, hey, I want to have sex with you, and that's all I need to hear because now I've already succeeded. I don't have to fuck them. I already know that I can.
Yes.
And so I just leave the bar.
It's I
And
win.
it's because it's not, there's a comfort zone. And unless the person's really tested or has a history of tests, I don't want to have sex with them. And the civilians refer to us as dirty, but they've never been tested in their life.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, who's really the dirty here?
Well, and this week in the past, in the news, just to let you know, because we're talking about AIDS and people getting tested here, this is something for our viewers to know, is the FDA is getting ready to finalize a home test kit for HIV that you can pick up at your local pharmacy. You no longer have to go to a clinic.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be great. Here, pee on this. When you take somebody home.
Oh yeah, God, dude, I'd be banging 5 or 6 girls in that. How fun would that be?
You'd be ordering these in bulk.
Right? Because the girls that meet me at the club and stuff and want to fuck me and stuff like that, I can tell they just want to fuck a porn guy.
Yeah.
A porn star guy. And I can tell they don't want the commitment or a couple of times that I have done it with a condom, of course. They just wanted to be fucked and then that's it.
Yeah.
And I knew that going into them, so I just fuck it and I would just leave. There's no let me get your number or something like that afterwards. Like, hey, that was fun. Catch you later. Yeah, but we're not.
Well, and here's something. You know how you get even with those girls? You carve your name into their headboard. Because no man after you being there can compete. Evan Stone was here. Gigantic carved in letters. When she's in there taking that shower, the piss off shower when you're supposed to pack your crap and leave. Yeah, that's when you do it.
Oh, that's funny. I've been putting the used condom in the silverware drawer, but I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You went more deprived than I did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hey, honey, I'm home. Let me give myself a bowl of cereal. What the hell is this?
Let me look here. I've actually got another Twitter coming in. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, Evan. Let me read this here. Evan Stone, is there anything you took from your time in ROTC that you still apply in life today?
Yeah.
Somebody's stalking you.
Somebody did some research, yeah.
Yeah.
ROTC, second lieutenant. As a matter of fact, it's the discipline I learned from the U.S. Army that was really conditioned me because as to what is needed as a team player.
Yes.
Because you always have someone. They always have your back.
Yes.
You always have the guy's back that's right next to you. And so I never left anybody in alerts. And I think that without even thinking about it, without even thinking, well, how can I not? That never occurred to me how not to help somebody.
Yeah,
that really helped me out quite a bit.
Well, in that unity,
and being around other guys naked,
yeah,
it made it real easy.
Well, I was just thinking, that unity you learned in ROTC works great in gangbangs.
Right?
Yeah, everybody takes their turn. Go by rank. It's got to help out. Yeah, somebody did some.
There is a hierarchy with tenure and stuff.
Yes.
In the business.
Yes.
And it's funny because you can see the new guys that, I'm whatever. That's people tell, not me, but I've seen tell other guys before the new guys, I'm better than that one guy. I'll replace that one guy, and then that not lasting long because your opinion needs to be I just need to do the best job that I can for me rather than trying to take somebody else out.
Well,
because if the other guy finds out you're trying to take him out, Because someone's going to ask a veteran, hey, what do you think of that new boy? Blah, blah. Oh, he's a nice guy. He goes, he's somebody else. They go, oh, okay. And that's just it.
Yeah.
You have to, another thing that Herschel Savage told me, it says respect the people that have been here, because if you don't, you won't be here.
Yes. And one thing, let me go ahead and mention this person who sent this over via Twitter. This is Ayana Flora, who is stalking you and has very inside information that we didn't even find out. Wow, she's something else, man, coming up with that ROTC thing. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was like, wow, someone actually really, really did some research, because I don't think I've ever mentioned that on anything.
Well, and, we're going to send her not just one T-shirt, but two, because that's just excellent research. She got something that we didn't even have, so I'm like, wow.
Wow, you really shocked me with that question, because I was like, wow, how did you actually have that information? Because I've never divulged that, because it's not something you just like talk about, especially out here in California, where everyone's pretty much a pacifist. Oh, well, why would you shoot a gun?
Yeah. Because we like it.
Not one gun. I shot several, and I'm a marksmanship in 4 of them. So.
Well, and actually, I did come across some photographs of you on the internet somewhere. Do you enjoy bird shooting or skeet shooting or something? Because I think you had a shotgun and some yellow glasses on. Looked like.
Yeah. I don't hunt anymore. I killed like everything once, and then that was it. It doesn't seem like to me it didn't seem like that much of a challenge with 30-06, because you could take out any animal that you can see from any distance. I mean, you can even take out a human with body armor on. So I mean, it's not like it was not like a challenge. I really don't care for the taste of wild game, deer or venison or. Deer, rabbit, squirrel. I didn't really care for any of the taste of that, and so now it's just become like a live and let live thing.
Right.
And now it's just target practice, or having my friends that have never fired like automatic weapons or anything with large caliber weapons come with me to just fire some stuff.
Yes.
Just the look on their face when someone fires an automatic weapon is just it's an amazing thing, just to realize that they have that much firepower, that much destructive power in their hands.
Now, Evan. Through other research here that I have here on hand, it says here, and this may not be a current number, you have been in 1,328 adult films as an actor and 6 as a director. Does that sound pretty close?
That's nailed it.
Right on? How do you guys keep track of
I don't know how many movies I've been in, but the directing thing is, that's it.
Yeah, so, this Wikipedia thing is actually pretty great, because that's where I pulled that fact from, was Wikipedia, and they keep you up to date pretty well. I mean, they don't have any events as of this year, but that's about normal, so that's why I figure it's kind of an old number. But, the one thing, that you're into shooting sports, and you're into mountain climbing. What do you think about this whole zombie outbreak craze that's going on right now?
Well, we're talking about shooting a zombie movie. Myself, I'm talking about just shooting it myself.
Yeah.
Because I can't get any of these companies to really want to jump on a zombie movie, because messy, nasty zombies and sex really don't go along with each other. Yeah, well, that's what I thought, but I can't get any major company to give me the money to do it for them. So I'm actually going to have to do it myself. So Tommy Gunn's got the zombie van that's all built, and we're talking about shooting it this summer, in the hottest part of the summer. So it's going to be fun. Someone's already going to make a remake of the television show that's on there right now.
Right.
I don't want to do a parody of one. I want to do one with my own insanity.
Yes. Well,
so it's going to be fun, I think.
Well, you know how big this zombie thing truly is. We were reading through a major news source, and it came over across the Associated Press, that there is adult day camps for adults 18 and older that you can attend, and one of them is, learn how to be a porn star, which we see that every year. But a new one popped up, and it's a zombie camp. It's a zombie apocalypse survival camp And you go to this camp, you're taught by NRA certified shooting instructors, jiu-jitsu masters, Krav Maga masters, how to use weapons and how to store food in case there's a zombie apocalypse. Would this be something you might attend?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
by
I'm
the
already,
way,
I'm already equipped. I
yes,
have
yes,
big water supply, plenty of ammo, plenty of
yeah.
weapons, lots of water, and that's just because
You live in California.
because I live in California, and if we have a major earthquake, there's going to be no water for weeks, if not months.
Exactly.
And
Well,
you're not going to be able to just going to go out to the store because everyone will go to the store and know about everything that's there.
well,
So I have
and
lots of non-perishable foods, lots of canned goods and stuff like that. But that's just like training that given to me from the Army,
yes,
just to be ready for anything. Plus, I was an Eagle Scout too, and so being just being prepared is
just the
the
way to
thing. It
be.
just comes naturally, I guess.
Well, and see, we live in New Mexico, and so we understand your plight completely. Except ours is just as extreme. We are in such a drought right now that we're tucking water away and stuff because there's actually been little towns that the city went and shut off water mains during certain days.
Well,
You
you're
have
kidding me.
no running water on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to conserve water.
Wow.
Yeah, and this actually happened in Texas, where a city filed bankruptcy and basically told everybody to move out of the town because they were out of water. They had no source for it. So I mean, you stockpiling in case of a major earthquake or something like that is not unusual in California, and we definitely don't see it as unusual where we're at.
Right.
And I think your advice should be for anybody who lives in your area. If you live in an earthquake environment, stock up. Have first aid kits and things like that in your home. You know. Now, let me see. See. One last thing. I have to ask this because I'm a WWE fan. Tell me about filming the back door of China.
Ah, China, amazing. Well, you see, the thing about China is she's a very aggressive girl,
Yes.
right? And so we're shooting the scene, and it was like a boy, girl, or something like that. And so I'm Hulk Hogan. I got this mustache and stuff on, and so she grabs me in the ring, wrestles me down. She starts wrestling me. So I'm wrestling her back, and then she's like, she gets me on the floor and she starts elbow raking my face, which an elbow rake is like you just take the elbow and just drag it across the face, bring it
Yeah.
up and down across the face. And she's pulling off my mustache, and she's like, stop. So I had to go get touched up, and so we come back, and so as these guys are trying to fuck her, they're having difficulty time fucking her because as soon as they start fucking her, she grabs them, right, and she's like pulling them in because she's really aggressive. A lot of these guys were intimidated by me. I was like, oh, this is game on. Let's go. My only concern was keeping my mustache on. And so it was amazing. I mean, she's a big girl, but not big, but big. She's muscular. She got some muscles on
Muscular,
her,
very
right?
very strong.
And so,
Was it different working with her than say the average starlet?
oh yeah, absolutely, because she's not a professional porn girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She decided she was going to do porn, and so she understands. More so with the wrestling, you're not concerned about opening yourself up to the camera, other than when you're talking on the microphone, and the camera guys are mobile and they'll follow you.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to be taught some stuff about camera positions and camera angles, and even then, she got excited about sex. She would forget about stuff and she would close up. And when I say close up for civilians, it means that you're having sex and, sex is really good instead of opening up for the camera, which means, you're like bending your cock down sideways and to the left so you can get in there so the camera guy can get in there, a lighting guy can get in there so you can see the junk, that she would just like grab the guy and pull the guy in tight and stuff like that. So most of the time I was like struggling just to open up so you could see stuff that was going on.
Yes. I, I understand the lingo now. you, I'm around adult stars all the time, and they'll say something, and I try not to be rude and say what, But you just explained everything I've heard in the last 2 months, Yeah. But like I said, I'm a huge wrestling fan because of its entertainment. I know it's not real, but I love the
Whoa, whoa,
entertainment
whoa, whoa,
factor.
whoa, whoa, whoa! You take that back right now, Mister.
Okay,
You asked
it's
Geraldo Herrera how real it is when he got smacked in the nose.
well, but Vince McMahon came out and said the activity is real, but everything's scripted. He said it, and that's why I'm there, is because it's scripted entertainment, you know, uh, and the injuries are real.
Oh
The,
yeah.
the the impact is real. I mean, I've been to these events live. I've heard the fist hitting somebody's head. It's real,
But
but
see,
very
that's what.
controlled.
Yeah, that's why I quit. Chris Adams trained me,
Hmm.
and gentleman Chris Adams. And the reason I quit is because you get a new guy who knows the moves and stuff like that, but he gives you a bad throw, or he throws you too hard because he's trying to impress other people and stuff like that. And taking a bad hit because someone's just being a jackass is like it's no good.
Yes.
And a lot of the older guys I was working with, a lot of them are pretty fucked up sometimes. They're on all kinds of pain medication. They add a little booze to that, and so they get a little loose with their throws,
Yeah.
or a little loose with their catches, or something like that. And you're taking a hit, but you're taking a hit that you shouldn't have to take.
Yes.
And I took uh, a bad hit off the third rope, and I was like, this is
Ooh.
messed up. I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then I kind of missed it, and someone said they were doing a porno movie, wanted to know if I was doing it. Yeah. And so, and then, I knew China and stuff throughout my wrestling stuff. And so I was like a familiar face for her when she got into business. And so that's how I got on that list to be in that movie.
Well, that's cool. Now, how long were you in wrestling?
Not long, about 2 years.
2 year timeline? Okay.
Yeah.
My people
And,
miss
that was
this.
in Texas at the Sportatorium,
Oh, okay.
mainly.
2 years. Okay. Yeah, they missed that in their research. We'll be pointing this out at the staff meeting afterwards. As we have them punished. We have a resident dominatrix, by the way, who takes care of all of our interns' indiscretions, and I will make sure they are punished for this.
Oh, punishment. Ooh, nice.
Yes, yes. Have you ever had the pleasure of meeting our dominatrix? Do you go to Exotica by chance? Are you going to be there
Yes.
this coming up? You
Yeah.
have to go by the dungeon and meet Mistress C. She's
I
got
will
the
do that.
dungeon there at Exotica, and she is a great and wonderful friend of ours. You have to go by, and she would probably be more than delighted to get her hands on your ass.
I'm sure.
So, but do stop by and visit with her because, like I said, she is just a wonderful lady, and she appreciates all of you guys coming by her booth. It just makes her day. So,
I will
um,
do that.
well, Evan, it's been great. My producer's waving me off, which means it's that time. We've got one last question for you, though. Where can our listeners and fans find more out about you?
Well, there's evanstone.com, which all the cameras are going to go up in my studio this next weekend, after July 4th weekend. I thought I'd have it done before July 4th, but it won't, so you'll be able to see the studio that I shoot my productions and stuff on, and the content for my website. It's like a 24-hour camera, so you can see what stuff. Most of the time, there'll be nothing going on here, but you'll be able to see something. Evan Stone Triple X at the Twitter. I'm obviously pretty active on that, which I just started because that's how we got together, with
Yeah.
the Twitter.
Well, Twitter is actually, it's so instant, is what's great about it. Is, you see somebody tweeting and you're like, hey, I'm not afraid of anybody. I mean, I'm in the industry. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, let's get to know each other. It's the way I look at
Right.
it. And that's what I like about Twitter. What do you like about it?
That's because I can just be. I like being funny, and the people on the Twitter sometimes they take themselves so seriously that that it's funny just to make fun with them.
Yes.
On the Twitter. And I
Yes,
got that coming up, and of course I'm stripping with Mr. Marcus and Tommy Gunn at the Larry Flint Hustler Club in Vegas on July 5th and 6th.
Okay.
There's a ladies only club for male strippers, and we're going to be regulars there.
Awesome.
It's called the Kings of Porn.
The Kings of Porn. And again, that's at the Hustler Club.
Larry Flint Hustler Club in Las Vegas, Nevada.
In Las Vegas, okay. That's what I wanted to make sure. They've got more than one club, so. Yeah.
It's a big 4-story one.
Yeah.
And we're in the smaller building to the right.
Oh, the small building to the right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good area actually. Where the Hustler Club's at. A lot of fun happens around that area, so you should feel right at home. Have you performed there before?
No, I went out there to scout the place because they wanted our band to play for New Year's.
Okay.
Up on the rooftop, and I thought it'd be great footage for our band, but I just couldn't make it happen. And so we're going to do it for the next for the New Year's celebration coming up next. We're going to put my band up on the rooftop and have Las Vegas backdrop for our backdrop.
Yeah, you can't beat that. So you've got www.evanstone.com. You're on Twitter at evanstone_XXX. You like I said, I can find you anywhere. I mean, I just did a simple Google search here. There's pictures of you everywhere. You're mentioned in every movie that you're ever in. I'm going to highly recommend to our listeners right now that they go down and get some of your movies. Let's talk Pirates. Let's go get Pirates 1 and 2. Get this Ain't Jaws. What's another recommendation? Which one do you want your new fans to be watching?
Oh, well, I took a flight. I was just like a regular flight. I think I was coming from one of the Super Bowl parties that we do at the Swingers Club in Dallas, and TSA gave me such a hard time that when I got back, I was telling Drew, who's a friend of mine who runs all the productions out of Hustler, and he goes, "You should do a parody of the TSA." And I go, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll find a director." He goes, "No, you direct it." He says, "Here's a check. Shoot the movie." And so I shot the movie, and it's called TSA. It's just makes fun of the TSA people and what really happens with the TSA staff.
Oh,
so that's available through Hustler. It's kind of funny.
Were you nice to them? The
I
TSA.
was totally nice. They were just being total dicks. And I didn't care if I made this flight or not. I was like, well, fine, I'll just spend the night there and I'll just catch the next flight. It was last flight, so they're just trying to give everyone a hard time. Like, so let's catch the next flight in the morning. So I really didn't care if they held me up and I missed my flight. So I was being anything but cooperative.
Yes, yes.
But still having fun with it.
Yes.
This is very serious. Getting me laughing about this. Oh yeah, I'm laughing.
Well, and I was just looking it up, and we do have at vod.adultplayparlor.com. We do have the title TSA that you appear in on our video on demand.
Really? Wow.
So our customers can go right now, right after this interview, right after we're done speaking, and watch it. So it's either scheduled to drop or it's already out.
That one's already out.
Yeah, because I was just saying, I just pulled the cover of it up, and it does offer me a little click to watch button, so I get to see the back end that customers don't get to see, so I'm not used to the front end.
And I'm editing a movie I just finished shooting called Fuck My Ass Ninja.
Oh.
And so that'll be released at the end of the summer.
Okay, at the end of the summer. And again, that title is called?
Fuck My Ass Ninja.
Okay. And actually, you posted some pictures up on your Twitter from that, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, some little behind the scenes stuff. I love your Twitter picture reel. You are so funny. There'll be a girl changing behind him in the background, and here's Evan Stone's head with this big huge smile, and this naked girl, combing her hair in the background, and he's like,
It's because I'm the only one everyone is like, I'm not sure what everyone's doing or thinking and stuff like that. But you know, the other male porn stars, they're all out and outside smoking, or they're like on the phone, or they're texting somebody. But I'm in the other room watching the girl get ready. She's combing her hair. She's trying on different panties, looking in the mirror. That's what I'm watching.
Yeah.
And so that's why I grab these candid photos. Most of my stuff that you'll see is like behind the scenes that no one will ever see.
Well, and that's great. That's what, us as fans, and I'm truly a fan of yours. Uh, Everybody I interview, I try to get people I really, really like, to see their films and things like that. And that way there's kind of already a bond there because I've seen you act, and usually if I follow you, I know, try to get some of that behind the scenes stuff that goes on. And, I've constantly, as a fan, we want to see that stuff. We want that behind the scenes view of our favorite actors and actresses in the adult industry. So, again, Evan, it has been fabulous, man. I appreciate you being on Adult Play Parlor Radio, and you are welcome back at any time, sir. Next time you have
You're a treasure. Thank you.
anytime you have a big event or something of that, or you just want to say hey, or if we have somebody on our show that you just want to give a hard time, feel free to just drop in.
I
So,
can do that.
well, this is just incredible, and we again want to thank Evan Stone for being on the show. This show, like I said, will air live on the 7th of July. This is just incredible. I'll be right back with you after these short messages.